Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I was just a minute or 30 seconds or so late. Sorry about that. I was looking up something. So, don't see many folks in here. Oh, we got 4 people populated in here. Thanks for coming on in. YouTube just told me to go live. Been a heck of a day. We got some fish updates for everybody. So, a few more people coming in. Howdy, John from Small Water Charters. Brian Green, Merp Outdoors. Howdy. I got 2 bass hunters back to back. Mike, the bass hunter, and Brian, the bass hunter. Thomas Campos, thanks for stopping by, buddy. People starting to follow in. John, we're cold, 64 degrees and chilly. John, today was our coldest day of the year here in Virginia, too. I think it was about 49, but the wind was blowing 25, and it was cold. Matter of fact, my granddaughter, we went to dinner here earlier, and I did a little, woo, it's cold. And she goes, my wife goes, quit being a pansy. And my granddaughter goes, he's not a pansy. She's 7. He's a chimpanzee. Pretty funny. So, did you catch any fish? That's what matters. Hey, Mike from Dad Life Fishing Adventures. Yeah, I'm sure it's cold in Oregon. Merp, I am sure. 34 in Indiana. Wow. We're supposed to get our first frost of the year tonight. First frost comes tonight. I think we're going to get down to 30. So, John, don't you miss it? You had some 25-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, 25 and 64 on the water is cold. It is. I don't care how you slice it. So, ice on the ground in Oregon. What altitude are you at in Oregon? Are you up in the mountains or are you down close to the coastline? So, you still caught 11. That's decent, John. I fished there. One day we had that cold front come through with you. I think together we got 12, 13, something like that. And that was a tough, long day. We fished long and hard. 1,000 feet? Oh, man. You got ice at 1,000 feet. It's not that. That's cold. That's cold. John, I got to put that. John's like, got a 7-pounder that was 22 and a half. It was built like me, fat and short. John Kelly, you're saying 24 in East Tennessee. Whew. That's going to be cold. John, is this fish the one you sent me the other day in a text? Because it was a chubby. It was a chubby. I catch 5.5 pounders that are 22, 22.5 inches up here. Too cold for me today. Going to give it one last go tomorrow. All right, Nick. I mean, you guys are on the board. I'm going to show that here in just a little bit. I'm getting emails now that that we started live. There wasn't any fish coming in. Yeah, so John sent me that, and I was like, it was a fat fish, most definitely. Nick, I know you're going down there to Able, or not Able, but down to Mooney. I seen a picture of that today. I can't believe how low that lake is. Yeah, Brian had that's right, Brian. You had a 22.7-pounder on last Friday. By the way, I go up to Brian, me and him were fishing Friday morning, and we hadn't caught anything. He called me, and I was like, I caught 3 or 4. It's slow. And I started just looking around because I had to get to work. And I roll up to him and catching 6 and 7 pounders right under my boat, it seemed like. Right. Duck hunting tomorrow. Hitting the frozen largemouth. There you go. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Brian has been complaining about catching 7-pound bass because they're all been 22 and a half inches. That's a bad problem to have, Brian, by the way. Or a good problem to have, I should say. All right. Before we get to the spreadsheet, I got to tell you guys a quick story. This happened to me today. So I woke up this morning doing my normal routine, and I got done working out, and I looked on Facebook and just flipping through it real quick. And then we got a page that we follow. A lot of us in Virginia follow, called Northern Virginia Bass Fishing. And someone had put on there a Garmin Ultra 126 SV, which is the 12-inch screen. It had a picture of it on the counter. Out of the box, they said, "Hey, I can't install it on my boat. Something happened. I just got to get rid of it. $1,000." I was like, "Holy cow, that's a $3,000. That's a $3,000 system." Heading to Chickamauga tomorrow, John. I seen that note tonight. Anyway, so I decided, I was like, he said, "Message me," and I messaged him, and he said, "Hey, is it still available? I'll buy it today." He goes, "Yep, still available." I asked him where he lived, and he gave me the address. I said, I'll let you know when I'm coming down." So I found an hour or so in between some meetings, and I was like, "I'm going to buy this before someone buys it. That's a great deal. Getting that nice of a Garmin setup for a third of the price." So I texted him, said I'll be there, I don't know, 12:30, whatever. And I drive down there to the address. It's about 40 minutes away, and the house was empty. So I went up to the neighbor, and I knocked on the neighbor's door, and I said, "Is this the right house? Is this whatever the address is?" And he said, "Yeah." I was like, "It's got a for sale sign on it. It's empty." He goes, "Yeah, the guy died about 2 months ago." So, another neighbor was walking a dog, and I just verified it was him. And then the police, the little town police, cruised down to the cul-de-sac there and asked me if that's my truck in the cul-de-sac. And I was like, "Yeah." He said, "Got a problem." And I told him what was going on. I said, "Hey, I was going to buy this Garmin from this guy." I showed him the post. And about that time, a white pickup truck went right by us and went down to the house. It was kind of back in the woods a little bit, and backed in between the trees, 2 guys in it. And as I was talking to the little town sheriff there, I got a message from the guy that says, "We're here now." I'm here now, because I texted him and said, "I'm at your house. You're not here." Message him. And I looked at the cop, and I said, "I just got a message, but that truck just went down there and parked at that house." I said, "I think they're going to try to rob me." And so he just cruised right down in front of that pickup, turned his lights on, and the guys were, he went up there and asked them what they were doing, and all of a sudden they didn't speak any English, and they're just having their lunch, blah blah blah. He ran them out of there. So it was a scam, and I bet you they were going to try to rob me. And luckily the police was there. I wasn't going to go back down there. Suspicious immediately. But be careful, folks. There are scammers out there, and I mean, who knows what happened. Fortunately, I recognized the car going out of the truck, and I was I was ticked off, but I wasn't going to mess around. I drove back to the house. But yeah, and the picture on the Facebook page had a brand new system with the cellophane on it, like laying on the kitchen counter. So just be careful, folks. It happens. I feel like a dumbass for going down there, but hey, they were messaging me, and it looked legit. So, all right, hey, let me go ahead and quit boring you with the stories there, and let's look at this and get a. Yeah, it does suck, Mike. Let's go ahead and share this spreadsheet with you. That's what you guys want to see. We got more fish in today. In the last few days, I should say. Here we go, folks. This is the latest update. We still got Josh and Trent in at 102. They upgraded a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch. One of these fish, I forget which one. And then we got John and Lindia rolling in here with 101.25. And Thomas Campos and Ken, you're at 24, or you're at 98.75. And then right behind them is Brian Green, the Bass Hunter, Nick Abraham. You're right there at 95. And Mike Pendleton and Mike Kinnick, you're right there at 88.75. And there you go. You can see where everybody's at right now. Now, that is as of now. We have another day. This does not end until tomorrow at midnight. And I know a few people are probably waiting until the last minute. So You know, Sean messing with the government. Yeah, they got the cops on them, so it was all good. Brian says he's seen that same post. You've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So that's where we're at today. As of now, and I know there's more fish coming in. Mike's telling me he runs a kayak group with 31,000 people. I see those posts all the time. I fell for it. I mean, I went to the bank on the way down there, got $1,000 cash. I was going to give it to him. Fortunately, I you know, the old spidey senses kicked in pretty quick when I, you know, get to an empty house, right? And the one thing that was really interesting is when I went to the neighbor or knocked on the door, and she goes, "No, that guy died 2 months ago." That's what I was like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be ugly." So scams everywhere. Hey, Chris Bogley, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you, my friend. I got some videos of you I got to catch up on. Brian, that's a good point. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, and it was, because you and I both know $3,000 Garmin setup for $1,000 is either somebody hard up or just have to get moving it, or it's a scam, right? So, but when they give you a legitimate address, you know, I checked out the address before I left. You know, kind of gives you a little bit of, yeah, it's going to be okay, right? And they talked to me. I still got it, but man, these guys, they're pros. So I'm just looking here, making sure I don't have missed anybody. Yeah, of course, Brian. They're smart. Criminals are on it, right? I did turn them into Facebook. By the way, the post is gone. I don't know if you've seen that, Brian. The post is gone off Facebook. I turned them into Facebook, but you know, it's not. It's just going to deter them for a day or two. You know, have some other type. They'll put it somewhere else. So I did. Be careful what I say here. I did do a lookup on them, and it looked like the guy was out of Florida. So John saying he's behind on his videos. Last 9 days, been on the water. Man, you've been on the water a lot, John. I mean, I watched your coach video the other day. You guys caught some fish, but I'm sure Coach would be looking for that 8-pounder still. It wasn't me. I know it wasn't you, John. It was a younger guy. It was younger. There's tools out there. If you guys don't know, I don't work doing this anymore, but I've got some skills on the cyber side. I just leave it at that. So. Yeah, that's true, Mike. You know, cop was just trying to do the right thing, right? And the cop did come back and tell me, he's like, they all of a sudden, you know, quit learning how to speak English when he rolled up on them. So. Small water charge don't need a Garmin. That is absolutely correct. It is useless. Yeah. Don't look at this flashing one. Yeah. I'm not gonna comment any further on that, but I will say this: John doesn't need any live scope for sure. So I'm just looking, making sure I ain't missed anybody. You know, I should do this. You know, if anybody wants to jump up here, we got 15 minutes or so left. Please feel free to jump up. The link is there in the description. Just click on it if you want to come up and chat. Yeah, that's right. John's got the old rod dip. By the way, let me tell everybody, I've got a video that I'll premiere tomorrow night at 8:30. Speaking of punching, doing that with your rods, because me and Gary was doing that in the tournament a couple of weeks ago. Check it out at 8:30 tomorrow night is the premiere. It's the bass tournament that Gary and I fished. Gary already put one out. Mine's a little bit more in depth, talking about how we did things and stuff of that nature. So if you could, 8:30, please stop by and take a look at it. It is a little bit long. It's one of my longer videos, But you know, I do like to try to put some information out versus just show fish catching. I love fish catching. Don't get me wrong, but just trying to do something a little bit different. I've done it a lot. That was way. That's the best technique you can use right there. Just oh yeah, Brian, I did do that. So Brian and I were on the lake. Oh man, it's been a couple months ago, but I was running in some deep water, and all of a sudden it went from like 20 feet to 2. And Brian's right. He caught me. I was like, there's no way it went from 15 to 2. And by golly, it went 15 to 2. I dipped my rod down there checking it out. So, anybody have any questions or anything about where we're at on the tournament? This is the last one. And by the way, I will try to get out the new tournament schedule for next year. We're going to have a next year cycle. Do a few things different. We're not going to do a Western bass, big bass. That's not. We're going to incorporate that in the north-south. I'm going to try to get a schedule out around the first of the year, but I really want to think about how we want to do this. I know everybody likes the 5 bass draw. We're going to do the big bass, southern and northern. Smallmouth. We're going to do another smallmouth. That was really good. What I really want to know, do we do this team thing next year? What do you guys think of that? You want to, comment on it? I'll do some lives here in the next few weeks. I'm going to give away. I was just going through too much tackle down here, and I'm going to start giving stuff away. I've just got so much stuff. So the next time, you want to do an old-fashioned 5 bass draw, most weight wins. Okay, we can do that. We can do that one, John. I was thinking about that. We made that might be we'll do that in a 3-week format though. If we do something like that, that'd be a 3-week format. We may do that like right after the Northern Big Bass tournament and then kick into the 5 bass draw. So yeah, that's right, John. Good point, Brian. Yeah. Can't do weight. We can do length and the weight of your biggest one. Most length and the weight. Yeah. Yeah, but John, if you had 5 22-inch bass, that's a lot of bass, by the way. That's 110 inches, which wouldn't shock me. It can be done very easily, especially you could do it. I know Brian Green can do it, the Bass Hunter. A lot of you can do it. And then the largest in the weight, picture of the weight like we do now, for the largest to be the tiebreaker. That can be done. We may incorporate that, but again, it'll be a short tournament. It'll be a 3-weeker. Nick Avery says you want like a shorter tourney. Yeah, the shorter tournaments for like the five biggest, and like we did with the smallmouth this year, 3 weeks is good. Now, like the 5 bass draw, where we make it hard, where you got to get the right links, and like this team tournament, you got to have more time to do that. Or a lot of people, it's really hard if you don't have a longer time. Chris, that's right, Chris. Damn walleye guys. Yeah, Lindy, that's a good. We could do that, but I don't want to open Pandora's box. And what I mean by that, the challenge in this is, I'm always looking at people's lengths of fish, right? I scrutinize that a lot, but the challenge of the scales are different for everybody. If I had a Shane Flynn Outdoor scale that everybody could use and it's calibrated, I would definitely go with it. But every scale is a little bit different. That's the challenge of that. Hey, RWA, Russell, thanks for stopping by. Russell's been trout fishing, and it's just in time. I just watched your trout fishing video the other day, Russell. Good video. But as you know, Russell, the weather is getting cold on us here. So. John talking about the walleye guys got busted for poaching deer. Hey, cheaters going to cheat. They're going to cheat at everything. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. It doesn't surprise me at all. So, all right, let me go ahead and I got a few more people. I had some people cycle in, cycle out. John, I love you, brother, man. That's great. Fat, short fish matter. Hey, Connect Scales make a great setup, even they have a tournament match. Whoa, John. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into that. Has it got a Wi-Fi or a Bluetooth setting that can connect to your phone? If that's the case, maybe we could look into that for sure. I'm in conversations with Omnia right now. By the way, go to Omnia Fishing, 15% off. Use SFO code 2023. To build in, instead of you guys sending me pictures, I'm trying to talk Omnia into including on their Omnia app, where all you have to do is take a photo on the app on your phone and it uploads to a database for me. So I'm in conversations with them to do that now. It's one day it's okay, one day it's too expensive. Yeah, anyways, I don't want to get into the ins and outs of it, but I think we'll get there. But if we could get to a digital connected scale that everybody's using the same thing, I would go with that. Yeah, John, that's a good point. You'd have to run over to that one corner of Donkey Lane every time you got a big bass to weigh it in to get it registered. That's a good point. But I think you could get it. There's a way around that, John. There's a way around that. If you have it Bluetooth set and it has memory, if the scale has a memory, like my Rapala scale has memory, it has a date and time stamp on it. And then when you get within range, it will upload to your phone and send it. Yeah, John, I know those game boards are on Donkey Land. I've seen plenty of those. Yeah, John, please do send it to me. I'm interested. Any way to make this, make the tournaments better, I'm good with it. Yeah, Brian said problem is signal, yeah, but I think there's a way around the signal. I really do. With apps like we have in Oregon for tagging animals hunting, they save while offline. It's all in the app. It will store info and GPS lesson until you get service. I'm on to something, John. Yeah, send that to me. Shoot me an email if you get a chance. I will definitely invest in that. I would love, because the biggest complaint I get from a lot of the traditional bass fishermen is weight doesn't matter, who cares about length with length fishing? But it's big with kayakers, right? The kayak world does as well. But I'd love to get in. If there was a legitimate way to do it, I would jump into it for sure. Yeah, John, we've already had this discussion many a time. We can stretch all the fish we want to stretch. Let me throw out Brian, what are you talking about? I know when you catch all the big ones anyway, and where you catch all the big ones anyway, because you put it on social media. And you caught a big one right under my boat the other morning. Hard to hide that, my friend. Hard to hide that. Yeah, I know how to geolocate your cell phone. That's easy. All right, folks, let me throw up that spreadsheet one more time before it gets too late. Just for the folks that came in or looking for that. Let me share the screen here. All right, one last time. This is where we're at as of tonight. I'm sure we'll get some more fish tomorrow. 102, Josh Caney is leading. John and Lydia are in second with 101.25, and Thomas and Ken Tipton are at 98.75 in third place. So that's where, as of right now, the big bass is 24.25. Thomas Campos and Ken Tipton are on par to win that as of right now. So, and I know there's been many a bass, well, that John has caught. I know Brian Green has caught some over 7. We had a lot of 7-pounders, but length first, folks. And I would venture to say that was well over 7 as well. So that's where we're at as of right now. I will do a video on next Wednesday. What I'll do to announce the winners, just like I've done in the 5 bass draw. I'll cut a video that'll post next Wednesday at 8:30, announcing the winners. And for those folks that, for those folks, I'm going to come back and read that, John. For those folks who've been following the channel for a while, if you place or win, you'll get an email from me or Travis Lowe from Omnia, getting you your prize to you within the next 3 to 5 business days. So I got to read this from John. We saw JT Kinney at Donkeland today. I was caught. He said he caught first 2 dinks. That was the day I caught the 3 big ones in 15 minutes. And yes, you told him. I'm sure you told him about it. Russell, that 24-inch bass is in a parade float. Yeah, a 24-incher is hard to come by, my friend. A 24-incher is hard to come by. That 9-pounder I caught on this summer was not quite. It's like 1/8 of an inch short of 24 inches. And, that was a fat 9-pounder. So, if I'm not mistaken, if you guys want to look it up, the world record bass, I think, is 25.75 or close to that is the world record length, if I'm not mistaken. You just noticed our 14 isn't on there. Is there a way to check if it went through? I'll double check. I'll make sure that it's out on there, Mark. Probably my error. I'm just looking. Yeah. I'll go back through the emails. Make sure it gets on there. John says his 10.6 was 26 inches. Okay. That's 26.5. All right. So a 10-pounder can be in that 26-inch range. Maybe I got it wrong, 26.7. But they when they get to that 10 to 12-pound range, instead of going this way, they start going this way, right? Hey, Mark, if it just resend it, just resend the email to me. I'll get it on there. I promise you. Try you beat me tonight with a 1/2 inch, Brian. I got 1,000 things I could say about this comment, John. I'm just going to leave it be. All right, folks. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. We won't do a live next Wednesday night. The next Wednesday night at 8:30, I'll put the results out for the tournament. And for those that are going to fish another day, good luck tomorrow. And those of you holding your fish until tomorrow, please get them to me before, reasonably midnight. I know some of you are in different time zones, so I'll give you some forgiveness on that. But make sure you get your fish in. And always remember, folks, that at Fat Short Life, fish lives matter. John. Hey, thanks, Russell. Good luck to you all. Everybody have a good night. and good luck fishing tomorrow.